I have all my stuff on PlayStation, so I just never bothered. Um, I feel like the tier list alters greatly from PC to console, so I wanted to do a console version of the tier list, in my opinion. Now, keep in mind that none of this stuff is definitive. It is just my opinion. Nothing here is set in stone. There's nothing saying this is the absolute way it is. It's just from my experience playing rank one against, sweaty survival friend rank ones in the red ranks. This is this is the meta. This is what I think is good and what is bad. So, another thing I wanted to get into is unlike other people's tier lists, they like to do it without add-ons. Like they rank stuff based on without add-ons. I'm ranking everything based on full add-ons and even Amori if you have it. This is going to be the ultimate sweaty tier list. Like if you really want to try, this is the tier list for you. Like this killer is good, this killer is bad, depending on their add-ons and depending on what's going to happen in the red ranks at on consoles. So we'll get right into it. So Trapper is probably a B. Um, he doesn't really have much going for him outside of maybe stopping loops, but like he just takes so long to set up traps. He can get up to A with certain add-ons, like the one where if someone stops his trap, or whatever, they get injured. That one's always nice. Or if they get trapped, they go into a dying state if they free themselves. Stuff like that's pretty good. I just feel like his setup just takes too long, and outside of traps, he's really just an M1 killer. He just tunnel visions people down and then auto attacks them. So there's nothing really going on with him to really like put pressure on generators to stop gen rushing. There's nothing going on with him at all to do anything other than just placing a trap. And then on consoles, a lot of people are like really altruistic and super like into hiding. So like they hide behind trees and rocks, and then people use urban evasion and are just walking around and they slowly go around and they get saves and they're just constantly taking your traps out. It can be really hard to play because people are just taking out your traps left and right, and then you're chasing people down, and they're just gen rushing you, and it just gets out of hand fast. So I don't see him being too good. I mean, he's not terrible. That's why I have him in B. He's just not like I wouldn't play him above other killers. Like if I was playing serious, he's not really viable that way. Now Wraith for me is an A. Now, Wraith is definitely better than Trapper, but he's not completely broken to be an S uh, or SS. Wraith, with his add-ons, he can be super fast. You can do speedy Wraith build, where you can get across the map really fast. So his patrolling generators is strong. You can also go into add-ons that, like the one that makes him see through walls. I forgot what it's called. Sorry. He can see like up to 12 meters through walls. So that's really good. So on console, like I said, people like to use urban evasion, and then they slowly hide behind rocks and trees, and they try to outplay you that way. But you can't outplay a Wraith that has that add-on on. Also, you make it so that his bell is completely silent, so you're just sneaking up on people. They don't know where you're coming from. It's just he's really good. I mean, he is a tunnel visioning, melee killer like Trapper, where like he doesn't have much going on for him outside of his bell and being invisible, but like just having that element of surprise puts so much pressure on the map. It really does. Like when you're playing against survivor friends and you have, you can see through walls and they're all hiding and they just can't get away from you. It's super good. Huntress is also. I feel like Huntress is an A. Okay, I was gonna put her in B because she is a little bit slower than most killers for like her melee. Chasing people down and then she goes to melee. It's hard to really tunnel somebody. But she does have anti-looping capabilities with her hatchets. You just got to be good at hitting hatchets. That's all it is. If you're not good at hitting hatchets, then you're gonna have a rough time. She's probably down here, like, or maybe even here. That's probably one of the worst killers in the game. If you're good at hitting hatchets and you're good at, if you're good at playing her, then she's definitely in the A tier. Uh, yeah, she's really good. I like her. She's great at anti-looping with pallets and stuff. Someone, you're getting looped around a T-wall, and then they go into a pallet and they're just looping you, and they drop the pallet, and you're expecting it, you just pop up your hatchet and hit him over the pallet. You know, it's really hard to loop her when she has her hatchets cocked and she knows how to shoot him. So Bubba Bubba's a C. Uh, he's just not good. I mean, why use him ever? I mean, unless you're gonna be like BM, why would you even use him? I mean, he's not fun. I don't know anybody that would have fun playing with him. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, his chainsaw versus Billy is just not even in the same league. It's the same concept as Billy, but Billy is like a million times better. Like, why would you even use him? Other than that, he just uses his normal auto attack. You know, like why? I call them auto attacks, but that's just a habit. Just his normal attack. So why would you even use him? He's boring. He sucks. That's it. Doctor, Doctor's a B. Doesn't have much going on for him. He does have the fact that it's really hard to hide from him. So you're patrolling around the map and you're just static shocking everybody and it's really hard to hide. So it's really good in consoles because of that. So like people like I said, people like to hide. Even red ranks they like to hide and urban evasion around and just creepy, stealthy survivors around. So he stops that. Outside of that, it's just not much going on with him. I mean, he's not super amazing or anything, but he's not terrible. I mean, I would play him over Bubba. Freddy's an A. Really boring to play again. But his ability to cross the map with his teleport to generators is really nice, and his slowing down and with his blood pools and stuff, it's pretty good. Um, he doesn't really have many anti-looping capabilities, which kind of like hurts him a little bit. I feel like with his kit, he could easily be up in an S if something like if he had some kind of better anti-looping other than like the blood pools and stuff. But that's just not strong enough to put him in a top tier. But he's still pretty strong, and I would play him a lot. Pig, Pig's a C. Pig's just not good. I mean, just not good at all. I mean, why would you ever play Pig? There's a bunch of other killers in the game that have better stealth capabilities than her, and her her dash or whatever that she does, where she lunges at you, is just not good at all. People can easily juke it and do 360s around and stuff, and you just have a hard time. Outside of that, like what else would you do? Bear traps? Like they're useless. They're not even good. Like there's just nothing good about Pig. I never look at the Pig and be like, hey, this is a really good killer. Never. And like if any survivor at red ranks, or even you could be a level 20 survivor, as long as you're not dumb, you're paying attention, you can see her coming a mile away even during her stealth. Like you can see her coming when she's crouching and walking at you. Like it's so easy to predict that. It's so easy to predict her lunge. She just has nothing going on for her. Clown's a B. Kind of in the same predicament as the Doctor. His looping can be a little bit frustrating. But no, no, I'm gonna put him in A. He's with Freddy. Excuse me. So he's got the same problem as Freddy, right? Freddy throws down pools, slows them down a little bit, and then gets a hit. Clown does the same thing where he just tosses a bottle and he cuts off areas so they can't run to it. If they run through it, they get slowed, whatever, and then he gets a hit. So he can stop looping, not essentially stop it, but he can slow it down and he can get a hit in. But outside of that, he has nothing really going for him. He has no speedy abilities. He does have it where you can make the bottle. If you hit somebody directly with a bottle, then it puts up exposed, and then you can one shot somebody. So that's kind of nice. Um, but outside of that, yeah, I mean, I feel like he's pretty good. I think Clown's in a pretty good spot, honestly. You just gotta play him correctly. His biggest issue is just getting looped. I mean, that's really just a lot of these killers are just having issues getting looped, and that's why some killers are way better than others because they just stop that, or they put a lot of pressure on the survivors, or they have a lot of map control. These killers are just they're rather slow. Wraith is actually probably better than these ones. That's why I have him here. Um, Huntress is here, yeah, and then Freddy, and then that. So this is an order. I feel like Doctor is probably better, so I'm gonna put Doctor here and B. He's a little bit higher than Trapper. Uh, yeah, Bubba's worse than Pig. So okay, we'll keep it in that order. So Hag, feel like Hag's an A for me. She's solid. So she puts a lot of pressure on the map, believe it or not. I mean, with her ability to teleport everywhere, and like the thing is like a lot of people use urban evasion, um, but like they forget to use it, or they're just they're trying to get in and get to save fast and get out. It's so easy to punish them with the hag. I mean, especially when you got like make your choice on and you just teleport over and just one shot the person surviving them because they have exposed. Like it's so nice. I feel like if you play her at the correctly, she can easily be a solid killer. I feel like she's kind of in the same boat as a huntress, where a huntress you have to hit hatchets, right? But and if you don't hit hatchets, she's like really bad, so she's like a C. Hag's kind of the same way. If you don't know how to use her teleport correctly and abuse it, she's kind of like a C as well. So like you have to be like you have to know how to play these characters pretty accurately. You have to know how to play them good and really punish the survivors by abusing their strengths of the character. You know what I'm saying? So Hillbilly, our first S. Billy is also always going to be S, at least until he gets nerfed. His ability to patrol the map with his chainsaw is incredible. Like he gets from one side of the map to the other. It's hard to set on generators when Hillbilly's coming that way. You can just hear him just revving up the chainsaw and he's coming your direction. You have to immediately get off the generator. He just has so much pressure. If you do catch somebody, if you got the add-ons that make your generator, not your generator, make your chainsaw like super fast to load, then you could just literally get on top of somebody and just chainsaw them down. It's just a one shot. I mean, you can't get away from it. You could try to 360 it or whatever, but a good Billy's just gonna hit you anyway. So he applies so much pressure. It's insane. So he's definitely one of the best killers in the game. Spirit, SS. In my opinion, Spirit is by far the best killer in the game, at least on console. Um, yeah, she is. I mean, like she has the same kind of thing that got going on with Billy, where she can get across the map super quick. So with her Yamaoka's haunting, you have the speed add-ons that make her super quick during the invisible phase of it. You can get from one side of the map to the other real quick. But she got something going on even better than that than Billy. Is like Billy's super loud and obnoxious with his chainsaw, where like she can kind of like sneak over. You hear like a little whooshing sound, but like other than that, like she can read scratch marks, and if like they don't have Iron Will, I think it's called Iron Will, whatever the one that makes them stop grunting so that you can't hear it. But most people don't even run that, so like you can hear them. Like if you get a hit in on somebody, you're chasing them down. You can hear them grunting and be like, and they're like, well, they're walking around and bleeding and their scratch marks is going. And you can literally stop looping. You can cut them off. You can hear them like crying for help and stuff, and you can easily get directly on top of them and get slicing. I can't even tell you how many people like I've juked and how many times I've just completely annihilated them, and they're probably like, "Oh, this guy's hacking or something," and then they send me rage messages and stuff. She is absolutely fantastic, and she is the currently, in my opinion, like the number one killer in the meta. She is by far the best if you play her correctly. So Demogorgon B. I mean, he has like a shitty lunge, kind of like how Pig has. I mean, yeah, he can teleport across the map, kind of like Freddy does, but it's a worse version in my opinion. And people can close your portals. I mean, why would you ever play him outside of maybe you just want to try something new? I mean, I would never play him above any of these other killers. Lesion, worst killer in the game. Worst killer in the game. Absolutely no reason to play Lesion anymore. They're just they're just not good. I mean, you can just do it just to be annoying, just piss everybody off. So you're basically just playing him just to hit people with your bleed effect and just run around just hitting them and that's it. And then they run away and then what? Like, I mean, I don't know. You're just kind of annoyance, but like you're never actually killing anybody. You're never actually doing anything. Like he's good for like pipping and getting lots of blood points and stuff, but outside of that, they got nothing going on for them. Nothing. So Plague, I feel like Plague is a B. Uh, she's better than Demogorgon. She's better than Trapper. She might even yeah, she's better than Doctor. So she's almost an A, but just not quite there. So you spit your shit on everybody, and then they just start coughing and stuff. So you can get the add-on where like every time they cough, it shows their aura. You know, that's a really good one. It's pretty if you're good at hitting the stuff, you know, the vomit. You can load somebody up really fast with it, and then just get them to where they're broken. So it stops healing. You don't really have to get like Sloppy Butcher on her because you have the anti-heal anyway with the broken status from the vomit. Uh, but again, with she has the same problems as every other killer from A down, except for maybe these two. But the same problem, just she gets looped. I mean, even if you're vomiting all over everybody, like you're still gonna get looped. I mean, you have no way to get across the map fast. You have no way to really patrol the map fast. You just vomit on people and then you go to hit them. That's it. So Nurse, Nurse is the worst killer in the game. Yeah, by far. I would say Nurse is probably worse than Legion, honestly. Nurse is one of the better killers on PC, but on console she's absolutely god awful. I mean, I don't think we need to go over why. Just really hard to control, especially against good parties, survivor friends. Like you're gonna have the worst time of your life. You're probably gonna want to quit Dead by Daylight if you play her on console at red ranks. Don't even try it. Michael, I feel like I want to put him in S. I want to. I'm gonna put him in S. I love Michael. Uh, so he got his jump scare Myers, so you can stay in tier one and you can just literally just have fun with that, and it's actually pretty strong, especially on certain maps. I feel like if you play him correctly, he can definitely be powerful. Especially you put on monitor and abuse, his terror radius is like nothing. You can literally just get on top of somebody and just be all over them. He applies so much pressure. He does have the same problems of the other killers where he gets looped, but it's not as bad because like I just feel like with monitor and abuse, his terror radius is so low, and like once you get that evil within three tier up, and he just one shots everybody and stuff, and he could just put so much pressure. If you can get that pressure going early, like you'll stop the gen rushes, and then you just continue that pressure. So I feel like he's good. Now Ghostface, see, I don't have a lot of experience with Ghostface. I watched some videos on him. He's one of the killers that I don't have. I think he's like the only one I don't have unlocked. So I don't really have an opinion on him, but from what I've seen, is he's like a better version of Michael from what I hear. I can't comment on that, but from what I've seen, he does seem to be pretty strong. So I'm gonna put him over there with Michael and S. Uh, Speaking of which, I'm actually gonna put Wraith in S too. I'm sorry, but Wraith is actually really good. I have to. So I'll put Michael in A. So he's like a slightly better version of Michael. So Oni's also an S. So Oni's probably like right there. Ghostface behind him. So Oni's just a scuffed version of Billy, basically. He does have better control over his dash over than Billy does. Billy has to use add-ons, and even then, it's just not as good. The reason why Billy's better is because he can just use it non-stop, whereas Oni you have to it's an ability. You have to actually use it, and then you have to charge it again. Whereas Billy could just keep revving his chainsaw over and over and over. So this is nice because you can literally get on top of somebody and just one-shot them, and you can dash across the map. And his map control is just not as much as Billy or Spirit, so he's back here, but he still is really really good. Even after the nerfs, he's strong. So I mean, this is basically how I feel. Like I said, this is at red ranks, highest rank is in the game. This is getting at least 2 kills per game, and trying to not DPip. This is your cream of the crop. It's that Spirit, best killer in the game, followed by Billy, Wraith, Oni, and Ghostface. Uh, like again, I don't have much experience with Ghostface, but from what I've seen on console videos and just videos in general, he seems to be really good. I have not bought him, like I said, so so I don't want to comment on them too much. I will put them up here just based on what I've seen. I just don't know because I haven't played them. So I played everybody else. I just I don't plan on buying Ghostface either. Like he's just not a killer that really appeals to me. Even at red ranks, it's just not something that I really like. I don't get into him at all. So I don't know. I just feel like I'd be wasting my money and wasting my blood points instead of leveling him up. I just don't like him. I don't like his kit. I still like Michael better. Um, but the difference between him and Michael is just arguable between your playstyle. So, but yeah. So this is that's all I got. So just if you guys have your own tier list or your own things and you want me to see it, just let me know. Hit me up, and I'd be happy to get into debates and talk about it and stuff. If you have any questions, just ask. So if you need any help, I'd be glad to help you and talk about like ways to improve or things, how to get by certain survivors, perks and stuff. A lot of survivors these days are running the pretty hard combo to beat when you have like adrenaline, decisive, iron will, all the goodies that they have. So, anyways, thanks for watching this, and